All of the numbers seem to be going down. Apparently I'm not dying. Meanwhile, Garmin is telling me not to die. It's obviously a joke. Welcome to today's episode of Still Moving, where we talk about training, life, and unfortunately zone 2. Today's run is going to be a 19-kilometer, I think they called it a progressive run. We're going to go around Tyhee Lake here in Telkwa, British Columbia. I'm going to take you along for the ride. Oh, I think it's been about probably 6 or 8 weeks since I filmed one of these last. And I'll be honest, life has been busy. I've been still getting able to run quite a bit. Things have been feeling, I don't know, a little all over the place with my kind of fitness. All of the numbers seem to be going down, which is concerning, but I'm still having fun, I guess. February and March, I was still able to hit the Strava 100K goal, so my streak of 100Ks per month for the last 3 months is still very much intact. I'm getting a good start on it for April. For the last few weeks, I guess, maybe a few months, I'm having a really hard time recovering. Runs have felt good, and then the next day or two just absolutely bagged. And so went to got some blood work done. Everything seemed mostly normal. I was a little worried about things like iron levels. And apparently I'm not dying, and so we'll see sort of what the next steps are with that, trying to figure out why I'm been feeling a little tired. Even though runs have been feeling okay, I guess. I've been getting them done and getting longer runs done, but just like not bouncing back. And I don't think it's because of old age. I'm not that old yet. Just one more thing to play around with. Just heading up the first big hill of the day, which happens to be the highway in Trans-Canada. So sometimes it's a bit of a gamble with not dying and dodging cars, but very nice truck driver just went by and slowed right down and moved all the way over. So thumbs up, that truck driver. Today's run was actually supposed to be tomorrow, with Fridays usually being long run day, but it was just so friggin' nice out today. I'm supposed to get crappy all weekend, so I was taking a little breather here. Just left onto Tyhee Lake Road. I figured now is as good a time as any to talk about some training, and feeling a little tired, so it's a good excuse to do a little bit of walking. But last few months I've been doing a Runna program, and it's been different, I guess. It's not been kind of what I'm used to with Garmin training programs or other programs. It's RPE based, so it's a lot more up to you to do the work and stay within the right zones, which is like kind of okay, because I've been sort of trying to struggle with like zone 2 long, slow, forever runs are just so boring. Been really thinking about the difference between having fun and optimization, and I think you can do both. But so far I've had a hard time finding that like sweet spot. This Runna program has some hill workouts, some speed workouts, some long runs with like a little bit of variation in them, not just endless, which like has been fun compared to 6-7 hours a week going so slow. And like I know the science says that's better, but like I'm not setting any speed records. I think I'm not like going pro at 34 years old. It's kind of fun to do some mixed workouts and sort of some days ignore the rules or ignore the best practice, because like who cares, right? The only time marginal gains or the kind of optimization matters is whenever Dylan Johnson says are the best gravel tires. That is the only time for optimization. Are Conti Race Kings better, worse, or the same as some Schwably Thunderbirds or whatever else the tire du jour is? Sometimes you just got to go out and run or do something and not worry about the optimization or is it the best way to do it, especially as like mediocre runners. None of us are going pro. Well, I've generally been enjoying Runna. The biggest problem I have with it is it doesn't take into account other sports or other activities, and so it does good for running programming if all you're ever doing is running. Just this past weekend, Saturday, was a fundraiser for the local ski patrol, Canadian Ski Patrol, which was a ski touring event up and down a run at the ski hill at Hudson Bay Mountain. And that was like 4 hours of work, 1,400 meters or so of elevation. and an absolute effort. And Runna's like, well, didn't see anything. Guess you're gonna run 19 kilometers instead. Meanwhile, Garmin is telling me not to die, to take it easy for a couple days or longer. And so if it had the ability to interact with that and actually make changes like some of the Garmin programs, especially as summer comes and gravel biking's gonna get more popular, maybe do some pesky hiking, it's good to have a program that can adapt. So we'll see what I do when I'm finished this block. Just turned the corner onto the Telkwa High Road, which means I'm heading home or towards home now. Last little while, the first 11K or so, kind of out and away and around the lake, and this left turn takes us home. Sometime in that window, I'm expecting our first baby. And so probably, have to spend some time with it instead of running. It's obviously a joke. I'm gonna go grab myself a electrolyte drink or a Gatorade or something. That'll make me feel better. And yesterday's run was 7K, progressively faster Ks, ending with a fairly hard last kind of effort before rest. And I'm feeling it today. Should I have gone for a long run today? Probably not. Should I have stayed at home? Probably. That's no fun. I'll be able to, I'll rest next couple days. On the home stretch now, thankfully, just on back to kind of the village center, walking along the river. Some cool ass ducks floating in the river. It's a big update of this week on the whole baby front, as we finally picked a stroller, which is a thing I am now worried or concerned about or have an opinion on. We bought a Thule Urban Glide 3. We're really trying to find a good jogging stroller so that we can jog with the baby, but also all of our friends who have been so eager to tell us that they will be glad to take the baby for a run or for outside. So we have made sure to get them the best stroller that we could find for that. Just in the last stretch here, back into Telkwa, about 2Ks, 1.75 Ks to my house. And it's gonna be it for the day. I'm not gonna make to 19, and I've not been following the prescribed run, but I'm borrowed legs today anyway, so any mileage today is good. It was just nice to get out in the sun and actually kind of enjoy the weather and not be like super cold after being outside. It felt nice. The other big news in Telkwa this week, or this past couple weeks, is the opening of a new restaurant called Flake Cafe, which, as the name implies, bakes like pastries and flaky, delicious things, with my favorite being a meat pie. They call it like a cheeseburger pie. That's got ground beef in it and like a kind of white gravy sauce, but also like little cut up pieces of pickle. And oh boy, is it ever good. 10 out of 10, would recommend. If you ever happen to be in Telkwa, British Columbia, Canada, Flake Cafe, well worth it. And it's on the river, so very few, I'd argue there are very few places that you could eat a meat pie, a fresh meat pie, with such nice views. So that's cool. I am just about done today's run. Thanks for coming along on this episode of Still Moving. As always, adventure first, pace irrelevant.